On my birthday, Zhou Yuhua gave me a fake diamond ring worth 9 yuan and 9 jiao with free shipping. Yet he bought a pink diamond worth tens of millions for his mistress. By Ningbing. I threw the ring away, and he exploded with anger, calling me vain. Giving you a ring is affection. Buying diamonds for Ningbing is business. Her dad can bring several hundred million in investments to my company. I thought you were sensible, which is why I wanted to marry you. Since you insist on making a fuss over money, let's end this here. You have disappointed me too much. I calmly broke up with him, and that night he proposed to his mistress with a pink diamond. 6 years later, at a top medical forum, he attended in style as a newly wealthy man with his fiancée. Yet in a corner of the venue, he saw me, dressed in plain research attire, squatting on the ground looking for something. His eyes were full of disdain, and he said mockingly, "Lin Ruoxue, after 6 years, how did you end up like this? Do you regret not accepting that ring back then? Don't pretend to be poor and seek my sympathy in front of me. Even if you kneel down and beg me, I won't look at you again." I couldn't be bothered to deal with him. My daughter had just received an international gold medal, and it had accidentally been hidden by her mischievous brother. I needed to find it quickly. At this moment, the excited voice of the event host rang out. "Next, let us welcome the recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award in Medicine, our youngest awardee, Professor Lin Ruoxue, to the stage to give a speech." What? Zhou Yuhua's mocking expression instantly froze as he looked up at the stage in disbelief. Beside him, Bai Ningbing, her exquisitely made-up face also filled with astonishment. "Lin Ruoxue? Which Lin Ruoxue? It can't be someone with the same name." "Right." The host's passionate voice rang out again, accompanied by my ID photo on the large screen behind me. Professor Lin Ruoxue, 31 years old, postdoctoral researcher at Harvard Medical School, specializing in nerve regeneration and stem cell therapy. Her team developed the neuron regeneration inducer, bringing hope to millions of spinal cord injury patients worldwide. She is the youngest recipient since the establishment of this award. She is also a pride of our medical field in China. Thunderous applause filled the venue. A beam of spotlight suddenly shone on me. I finally found the small gold medal behind the potted plant in the corner, engraved with my daughter's name and the words International Youth Piano Competition Gold Award. I brushed off the dust from my research outfit and stood up. Zhou Yuhua's gaze was fixed on me as if he had seen a ghost. By his side, Bai Ningbing's expression had shifted from shock to jealousy and resentment. "Yuhua. She. How could she?" Zhou Yuhua ignored her, his eyes filled with shock, confusion, and a hint of panic that he himself had not even noticed. I did not look at them, but walked straight towards my mischievous children. My 6-year-old daughter Linen was pouting, her eyes red. My 7-year-old son Lin Pingping, on the other hand, stood by nonchalantly, clutching a game console in his hand. I found it. I hung the medal back around my daughter's neck, pinching her puffed-up little face. "Brother was just joking with you. Don't be mad anymore." Nen, feeling wronged, pointed at her brother. "He's just jealous of me. Jealous that I got the international gold medal before he did." Ping Ping rolled her eyes. "Humph. It's just a piano competition. If you're really capable, bring back a gold medal in Math Olympiad first." "You." As I saw the siblings about to argue again, I tapped each of their heads. "All right. Mom is going to accept her award now. You two wait here for me, and no more fighting." I turned around and walked step by step towards the podium under the gaze of the entire audience. As I passed by Shui Yuhai, I could feel his intense gaze. He seemed like he wanted to say something. His lips moved, but no words came out. Beside him, Bai Ningbing was gripping her fists tightly, her nails nearly digging into her flesh. She looked at the faded, plain research uniform I was wearing, then at her own $1 million Chanel haute couture gown, the jealousy in her eyes almost bursting into flames. Indeed, the man she had schemed and plotted to steal away has now become a newly minted billionaire. And here I am, the vapid ex-girlfriend he discarded, standing at the pinnacle of a world he couldn't even afford to enter. How could that not make her hate me? I calmly accepted the trophy representing a lifetime of honor from the hands of the award presenter, an elderly Nobel Prize winner with white hair. The applause from the audience was continuous and relentless. I walked up to the microphone, my gaze sweeping over the sea of dark figures in the audience. Finally, My gaze fell upon Zhou Yuhuai's face, which was filled with shock. Hello everyone, I am Lin Ruoxue. My voice, broadcasting through the microphone, resonated clearly in every corner of the venue. 6 years ago, I went through a failed relationship. My ex-boyfriend gifted me a fake diamond ring, worth only 9 yuan and 9 cents with free shipping. On my birthday, he said it was a token of his affection. As soon as the words fell, there was an uproar in the audience. Zhou Yuhua's face instantly turned the color of liver. Bai Ningbing was even more panicked as she tugged at his arm, wanting him to take her away from this place that made her feel utterly ashamed. But Zhou Yuhua seemed as if he were nailed to the spot, unable to move. I smiled slightly and continued. I once thought that affection was the most precious thing in this world, but later I realized that you can see clearly how much a man cares for you from his attitude towards spending money on you. He can splurge on a business deal or spend lavishly on another woman, yet is only willing to toss a mere $9.90 to brush off your anniversary. This indicates that, in his hierarchy of values, you are worth even less than a fraction of that business deal. So, I left him. I've spent 6 years standing here. Not to prove anything to anyone, and certainly not to make anyone regret. I just want to tell all the girls who have once been like me, humbly giving in love. A man who truly loves you will treat you like a treasure, and not placate you with cheap affection while using your understanding and consideration to justify his actions towards another woman. Your youth, your talent, your love, all are precious. Don't waste them on those who aren't worthy. By leaving the wrong person, you can meet a better version of yourself and embrace a broader sky. Thank you, everyone. I bowed, and the audience erupted into thunderous applause once more. This time, the applause was filled with countless women's resonance and cheers. I walked off the stage and immediately spotted Zhou Yuan. He pushed through the crowd, his eyes bloodshot as he approached me, looking as though he wanted to devour me. Lin Ruoxue, what do you mean? Zhou Yuhai's question carried a hint of suppressed anger and a barely noticeable sense of embarrassment. You said all those things on stage just to make me hear them. Right. You just wanted to embarrass me in front of everyone. Before I could say anything, Bai Ningbing stepped forward and linked her arm with his, striking a pose of a victor. Lin Ruoxue, do you really need to go this far? Yu Huai chose me back then, which only shows that you're not good enough. Now, creating such a scene to imply something about us will only make you seem pitiful. She looked me up and down, her tone dismissive. Just a medical award. What's so great about it? Our company is about to go public, and by then it will be worth billions. No matter how many awards you get, you'll never earn even a fraction of what I make in a day. I smiled. Bai Ningbing, do you know how much the patent licensing fee for this award is each year? Bai Ningbing was stunned. A man in a suit walked over to me. He was the head of the forum's organizing committee. Mr. Li. Mr. Li smiled at me and said, Professor Lin, congratulations. We are very interested in your neuronal regeneration inducer for collaboration. Before he could finish his sentence, Zhou Yuhai abruptly pushed him aside and stared fiercely at me. Lin Ruoxue, don't get smug. Just because you think you've achieved success now, doesn't mean you can talk down to me. I tell you, I was right back then. Business is business, and feelings are feelings. You are just a spoiled woman, pampered by my mother, who doesn't understand anything. His voice was loud, and people around turned to look, pointing and whispering, isn't that the wealthy guy from earlier who was subtly mocked by his ex-girlfriend on stage? So it's true. Giving a $9.19 innocent ring. TSK TSK TSK. Still criticizing others for being vain. I think he's the one who cares the most about money. Don't you? Zhou Yuan's expression grew increasingly grim. At that moment, my 2 children ran over, Mom, and hugged my leg and looked curiously at Zhou Yuhai. Mom, who is this uncle? Why does he look so fierce? Ping Ping stood coolly to the side, his gaze carrying a hint of scrutiny that seemed beyond his years. Zhou Yuhai's eyes flickered back and forth between the 2 children and me, his expression shifting from anger to utter shock. Children. He looked as if he had been struck by lightning, murmuring to himself, You got married. Bai Ningbing was also stunned, pointing at the 2 children, her voice sharp. Lin Ruoxue, when did you have these kids? Who's their father? The expression on her face was as if I had done something shameful by having children. I couldn't be bothered to answer her. I just crouched down and patted Annan's head. Mommy is talking to an unreasonable uncle. Why don't you go with Aunt Wang to the lounge? Okay. No way. My son Ping Ping suddenly spoke up. He walked in front of me, standing there like a little grown-up, staring coldly at Zhou Yuhua. You're not allowed to bully my mom. Zhou Yuhua stared blankly at the little boy in front of him, who bore some resemblance to him in the eyes and brows. His lips trembled as he reached out his hand, seemingly wanting to touch the flat face. How old is he? Ping Ping furrowed his brows, disdainfully dodging his hand. I'm 7 years old. 7 years old. Zhou Yuhua's body swayed slightly, and his face turned pale in an instant. We broke up 6 years ago. This child is 7 years old. The timing doesn't match. But that face. Those features strikingly similar to his, were like a sharp knife, piercing deeply into his heart. Bai Ningbing also sensed the situation. She shook Zhou Yuhua's arm wildly, screaming hysterically. Yuhua, wake up. She's lying to you. How could this child possibly be yours? We broke up just 6 years ago. And he's 7. The timeline doesn't match up at all. Lin Ruoxue, what a wicked thought you have. Did you find a man who looks like you to have a child? Just to provoke Yuhua? The murmurs around grew louder. Oh my gosh. This is just too much information. So whose child is this? After all, just look at that face. It's like they've been carved from the same mold. Zhou Yuhua seemed to have not heard Bai Ningbing's words. His eyes were fixated on me as he asked, word by word, Lin Ruoxue, tell me. Whose child is he? In his voice, there was a hint of fear that he himself was unaware of. I looked at him and suddenly found it somewhat ridiculous. 6 years ago, for Bai Ningbing, he mercilessly abandoned me, called me vain, and told me to get lost. 6 years later, he was thrown into disarray by a child who might be related to him by blood. How ironic. I stood up, calmly meeting his gaze. Zhou Yuhui, didn't you always think that I broke up with you for money? That I was vain and looked down on that $9.19 innocent ring of yours? His Adam's apple bobbed as he remained silent. Well, let me tell you now. It's not. I broke up with you for only one reason. I paused, clearly articulating each word. Because half a month before you took that photo of Bai Ningbing with the $1 million diamond, I was standing downstairs at your company with a pregnancy test in hand, waiting for you for 5 hours. I wanted to tell you that we were having a baby. Instead, I didn't wait for you, but waited for the photo of you and Bai Ningbing kissing on the street, which made the front page the next day. That ninny Yuannering wasn't the catalyst for our breakup. It was just the last straw that broke me. My words detonated in Zhou Yuhai's mind like a powerful bomb. The color drained from his face, and he staggered back a couple of steps, looking at me in disbelief. You, what did you say? You were pregnant back then. Memories surged like tides. It was a late spring afternoon, and I held the pregnancy test stick, my palms slick with sweat, joy, anxiety, and a hint of anticipation for the future. Zhou Yuhai and I have been together since university. He was the president of the student council, full of ambition, while I was the quiet and reserved academic prodigy buried in the lab. Everyone said we were not a match, but he said that what he loved was my quietness and understanding. I believed him. After graduation, he started a business while I pursued my master's degree. I secretly supported his company with all my scholarships, even using the dowry my mother had prepared for me. When his company was facing cash flow problems, it was I who stayed up for several nights, helping him improve the project proposal and secured his first angel investment. After he clinched the project and got completely drunk, it was I who took care of him in the hospital all night. At that time, Bai Ningbing was still abroad. A mistake he referred to as something he committed when he was young and didn't know better. He said he had long forgotten her. He said he just wanted to marry me quietly and have children. I was filled with joy, thinking that our future would be as beautiful as he described. Until Bai Ningbing returned to the country, everything changed. He began to frequently break our appointments. On my birthday, he told me that there was an important meeting at the company and that I should celebrate by myself. As a result, I saw him in the financial news, lavishly spending money to win a smile from a beauty. The beauty in the news was none other than Bai Ningbing. That diamond worth tens of millions was, in his words, business. But in the photo, the way he looked at Bai Ningbing, that kind of ecstatic joy and cherishment of finding something lost, was something I had never seen in his eyes before. It turned out, I was the business, a partner who can provide him comfort and support during his difficulties. One who is so understanding as to never add to his troubles. As for Bai Ning, Zhou Yuhuai's face was whiter than paper. He looked at me, then glanced at Ping Ping beside me, his lips trembling, unable to utter a single word. So, he struggled to speak, his voice raspy as if it had been rubbed raw by sandpaper. Of course not. I stared at him coldly. That child was already killed by my own hands in the week you took the pink diamond for Bai Ningbing. Zhou Yuhua, I offered the most sincere blessing for you and your mistress with an unborn child. Are you happy? No. Zhou Yuhua closed his eyes in pain, his tall figure swaying precariously. Bai Ningbing screamed, supporting him. Yuhua, don't listen to her nonsense. She's lying to you. That woman is too scheming. She turned to me, her face twisted in rage. Lin Ruoxue, you madwoman, to get back at us. You've even come up with such lies, whether I'm lying or not. Zhou Yuhua knows best in his heart. I looked at him. Have you forgotten? During that time, I had no appetite, constantly feeling nauseous and vomiting. And you even laughed at me, saying I was just like you, experiencing pregnancy symptoms. Zhou Yuhai's body jolted suddenly. He remembered. During that time, I truly felt unwell, but he was busy socializing, engaged with Bai Ningbing, who had just returned to the country, and treated my condition as a simple gastrointestinal issue, advising me to drink more hot water. He didn't even accompany me to the hospital once. And also, I continued, the day you gave me the ring, I intended to tell you something, but you said, I thought you were mature. That's why I wanted to marry you. Zhou Yuhai, do you know what that phrase means to me? It means that in your heart, all my goodness is merely because of being understanding. I cannot have a temper, cannot have demands, and cannot even show the slightest dissatisfaction when you are trying to please other women, because once I am not understanding, you will take back that cheap affection and say this is where it ends with me. How dare I entrust my future and my child's future to a man who cannot even be bothered to care for my emotions? Every word I spoke was like a knife, tormenting Zhou Yuhuan's nerves. He looked at me, his eyes filled with regret and pain. I'm sorry, Ruoxue. I didn't know. I really didn't know. What does it matter now that you know? I interrupted him coldly. Zhou Yuhuan, from the moment I walked into that operating room, it's all over between us. As for Ping Ping and Anan, I touched the heads of the two children, and a trace of warmth finally appeared in my eyes. They are the best gifts the heavens have bestowed upon me, and they have nothing to do with you. After saying that, I no longer looked at him, taking the two children's hands and turned to leave. At that moment, a warm, refined male voice sounded behind me. Ruoxue, are you all right? I turned around and saw a man in a white coat, wearing gold-rimmed glasses, walking towards me. It was my senior brother, the director of this top private hospital, Lin Ziqian. He naturally took the trophy from my hand and bent down to smile at Ping Ping and Anan. Ping Ping, Anan, do you want to have Haagen-Dazs? Your uncle will take you. Yay! Anan immediately cheered. Ping Ping also rarely showed a smile. Lin Ziqian straightened up, turning his gaze toward the frozen Zhou Yuhuai. His smile remained, but his eyes turned cold. Sir, if you have any more inappropriate behavior towards my junior sister, I won't hesitate to have security escort you out. Zhou Yuhui watched the intimate posture of Lin Ziqian and me, then glanced at the two children who were familiar with him, and at once, jealousy ignited in his eyes. Who are you again? Lin Ziqian adjusted his glasses, his smile gentle yet distant. Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that Lin Ruoxue is now the person I will spend my life protecting. His words hit Zhou Yuhua's heart like a heavy hammer. Zhou Yuhua's eyes were bloodshot, staring fiercely at Lin Ziqian, then glancing at me, like a cornered beast enraged. Lin Ruoxue, so as soon as you turn around, you've already found your next target. You keep saying I've hurt you. But what happened? Aren't you seamlessly transitioning and even having two children? His logic was simply laughable. Before I could speak, Bai Ningbing interjected sharply. Exactly. Lin Ruoxue. What are you pretending to be so noble for? In the end, aren't you just after their money and status? This person is the Dean Lin. Right. This private hospital is a family business of the Lin family. From one rich person to another even more powerful one. Your 6 years have indeed been quite spectacular. I couldn't help but laugh at the shamelessness of this pair. Zhou Yuhai. Bai Ningbing. You two really are a match made in heaven. I glanced at them coolly. You will forever only use your own dirty and vile thoughts to judge others. I and senior brother Ziqian are innocent. There's no need for me to explain the origins of Ping Ping and Anin to you. I'm just reminding you. I turned to Zhou Yuhua. To manage your fiancée well. If she dares to speak offensively to me or my child again, I can't promise what I might do. My gaze was cold. Zhou Yuhua met my eyes and involuntarily took a step back. Bai Ningbing was relentless. How dare you? Lin Ruoxue. Don't think that just because you've won a worthless award, you're something special. Do you believe I could say one word and make it impossible for you to stay in this industry? Oh. Lin Ziqian raised an eyebrow and chuckled softly. Miss Bai has quite the audacity. As far as I know, Yuhua Company's core business is biopharmaceuticals. Right. And the targeted cancer drug project you've been working on recently, the technology patent, seems to be in the hands of our Ruoxue. Lin Ziqian's words caused Zhou Yuhai and Bai Ningbing to change their expressions simultaneously. Moreover, Lin Ziqian added leisurely. Your largest investor, Miss Bai's father, the Bai Group, seems to be facing quite a bit of trouble lately. Several of their hospitals are under investigation for violations in drug use and medical malpractice. The leader of the expert group responsible for this joint investigation happens to be me. With each word Lin Ziqian spoke, Bai Ningbing's face turned paler. By the end, she was completely devoid of color, looking at Lin Ziqian in terror, as if she were staring at a devil. Zhou Yuhua also finally realized the seriousness of the situation. The lifeblood of his company, as well as that of his fiancée's family, was actually held in the hands of these two people before him. The wealth and status he took pride in were utterly vulnerable before absolute authority and technical barriers. Ruoxue. Zhou Yuhua's voice carried a hint of pleading for the first time. What happened back then was my fault. See. And you. For the sake of our past relationship, give me another chance. Opportunity. I looked at him, feeling absurd and laughable. Zhou Yuhai. What opportunity do you want? Do you want me to give you the patent worth billions for free so you and your beloved Bai Ningbing can continue living like the upper class? Then let me revoke the investigation into the Bai Group, so that your fiancé's father can continue to trample on lives and remain unpunished. Zhou Yuhua's face flashed a mix of green and pale. I didn't mean it like that. Ruoxue. I know I was wrong. I truly know I was wrong. He stepped forward, wanting to grab my hand, but was subtly blocked by Lin Ziqian. 6 years ago, I shouldn't have said those things, shouldn't have measured our relationship with money. I regret it. I haven't had a single day in these 6 years without regret. You're lying. Bai Ningbing suddenly screamed. Yuhua, you clearly said that the person you love is me. You said being with her was just to escape from your feelings for me. Shut up. For the first time, Zhou Yuhai shouted angrily at Bai Ningbing. It was as if the last veil of shame had been lifted from him. He glared at Bai Ningbing in a fit of anger, his eyes filled with disdain. If you hadn't left without a word back then, would I have become like this? If you hadn't kept bothering me after returning home, would I have gotten to that point with Ruoxue? Now my company is going under, and your dad's company is finished too. Are you satisfied? Zhou Yuhai pushed all the blame onto Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing was stunned by his shouting, tears streaming down her face. Zhou Yuhai, you actually shouted at me for her. Have you forgotten who was there to help you rise again back then? It was my dad. It was my dad who invested 500 million, allowing your company to be what it is today. Now that you're feeling strong, seeing your ex-girlfriend succeed, you think you can just kick me aside. Let me tell you, that's not happening. Bai Ningbing wiped away her tears, her face contorted with rage as she pointed at me. Lin Ruoxue, you shameless BTCH. It's all because of you. You destroyed everything I had. She lunged at me like a madwoman, raising her hand as if to hit me. Lin Ziqian quickly pulled me behind him, while two tall security guards rushed over, one on the left and one on the right, restraining Bai Ningbing. Please escort this lady out. Lin Ziqian ordered coldly. Let go of me. Do you know who I am? Zhou Yuhuai. Help me, you ungrateful bastard. The sound of Bai Ningbing's curses gradually faded away. In the venue, only Zhou Yuhuai, Lin Ziqian, and I remained. The atmosphere reached a peak of awkwardness. Zhou Yuhuai stood there dejectedly, like a defeated rooster, no longer possessing the vigor from earlier. He looked at me, his eyes filled with unresolvable regret and pain. Ruo Shui, I know. It's too late for me to say anything now. I just want to ask you one thing. Ping Ping and Anen, is their father? Is it him? He pointed at Lin Ziqian. He seemed to have asked this question 1,000 times. I looked into his persistent eyes and suddenly felt that it was time to let him give up completely. No, I replied calmly. A glimmer flashed in Zhou Yuhai's eyes. Then who is he? Is he good to you? He's no longer here. I interrupted his questioning. Zhou Yuhai was stunned. Lin Ziqian looked at me in surprise. I took a deep breath and slowly unveiled another segment of my past that I had deliberately buried. After I came down from the operating table following my abortion, I applied to study abroad as an exchange student, then pursued a combined master's and PhD, staying at Harvard all the while. There, I met my husband, Jiang Yu. He is also a PhD from our school, a very gentle and exceptionally talented physicist. We met at an academic exchange conference, and he fell in love with me at first sight. He knows all my past, understands the wounds in my heart. But he doesn't despise me nor does he pressure me. He just quietly accompanied me, took care of me, and with his warmth and sunshine, gradually pulled me out from the shadows of my past. In the second year we were together, I unexpectedly got pregnant. And that was Ping Ping and Anan. I was very scared at the time. I was afraid of repeating the past. It was Jiang Yu who held me and said, Ruo Shui, don't be afraid. Have the baby. From now on, I will love you and our child. I will give you a home. At this point, my eyes became a little moist. Later, we got married and had Ping Ping and Anan. Those were the happiest 3 years of my life. Until 3 years ago. He never came back after rescuing a child who had fallen into the water. I calmly narrated, as if telling someone else's story. But only I knew how heavy a blow Jiang Yu's departure was to me. If it weren't for the 2 young children, I might have followed him long ago. Zhou Yuhua was completely stunned after hearing this. His facial expression changed from shock to jealousy, and finally to despair. He thought that after I left him, I found another rich boy like Lin Ziqian. He thought that my glamorous life was because another man was shielding me from the storms. He even maliciously thought that as long as that man no longer wanted me, I would return to his side. But he never expected that the man I married was just another ordinary man like him. He also never anticipated that the man who gave me a new life and happiness was no longer here. In these 6 years, I have relied solely on myself, raising 2 children while carving out a bloody path in the male-dominated field of scientific research. Everything I have, honor, status, wealth, was earned with my blood, sweat, and tears. It has nothing to do with him, Zhou Yuhua, or any other man. This realization makes him feel more frustrated and powerless than any blow could. The capital he prides himself on becomes worthless in front of me. He always thought it was my vanity that looked down on his affection. In the end, I realized it was myself who had become the kind of person he needed to look up to, and he has completely lost the qualification to stand by my side. So, you are all alone. Zhou Yuhua's voice was incredibly hoarse as he looked at me. His gaze filled with a complex mixture of emotions. There was regret, heartache, unwillingness, and a hint of admiration that he himself was reluctant to acknowledge. Ruo Shui, I'm sorry for you. He finally lowered his proud head. I do not seek your forgiveness. I only ask you for a chance to make amends. He pulled a velvet box from his pocket and opened it. Lying inside was the priceless pink diamond worth millions. Under the lights, it still dazzles brilliantly. Yet it seems so cold, so blinding. I've kept this diamond all this time. Bai Ningbing has asked me for it many times, but I never gave it to her. I know it doesn't deserve you, but it represents all the sincerity I can offer right now. My company really needs your patent authorization at this moment. As long as you are willing to cooperate, I'll give you half of the company's shares. No. I can give you all of them. I just want to do something for you three. He lowered his posture to an extreme, almost pitiful. I looked at the pink diamond and suddenly smiled. Zhou Yuhua, even now, you still don't understand. Do you think the mistakes you've made can be made right with money? Do you think I'm standing here today for your money or your shares? I shook my head, put away my smile, and told him word by word. 6 years ago, you used a ring worth $9.90 to tell me that my feelings were worthless. 6 years later, you want to use this $10 million pink diamond to buy my skills and dignity. Is everything in your eyes measurable by money? I tell you, my skills are priceless. My dignity, even more so. As for you, I looked at him coldly. In my heart, you're worth even less than that 9-Alarnatinatine ring. With that, I didn't glance at him again and turned to Lin Ziqian, saying, Senior brother, let's go. The kids must be hungry. Okay. Lin Ziqian nodded, protecting me as we walked outside. Ruoxue, Zhou Yuhua shouted from behind me, a desperate howl. I didn't turn back. Between him and me lies a dead child, a lost life, and a chasm of 6 years that cannot be crossed. We can never go back. The next day, the stock price of Zhou Yuhua's company crashed. His embezzlement of public funds to purchase pink diamonds for Bai Ningbing was resurfaced, coupled with the stagnation of core projects, leading investors to withdraw their funds. Overnight, this newly wealthy tycoon, once full of glory, became a debt-ridden stray dog. The Bai Group suffered a devastating blow as the dark secrets of its medical practices were completely exposed by the joint investigation team led by Lin Ziqian. Bai's father was sent to prison, and Bai Ningbing was also restricted from leaving the country to undergo investigation due to her suspected involvement. Once an envied couple, they have quickly become the rats that everyone shouts to hit. I saw this news on the television. In my heart, not a ripple stirred. Evil people will meet their own retribution. This is the fate they deserve. After the conference, I stayed an extra 2 days at the hotel with the kids, taking them to the beach and to Disneyland. Ping Ping and Anan had a great time playing. Watching their innocent and carefree smiles, I felt that everything in this world was worth it. On the day of our departure, at the airport, I unexpectedly ran into Zhou Yuhua again. He looked much haggard, unshaven, with deep-set eyes, lacking the sparkle he once had. When he saw me, he rushed over like a madman, only to be stopped by the airport security. Ruoxue. He shouted my name hoarsely through the crowd. I was wrong. I really was wrong. Please give me another chance. I don't want anything anymore. The company, the money, I want none of it. I just want to be with you. As a family. To start over. A family. I stopped in my tracks, turning to look at him as if he were a joke. Zhou Yuhai. Have you forgotten? There has long been no home between us. That home was destroyed by your own hands the moment you chose Bai Ningbing. No. No. He shook his head frantically. Ruoxue. We can start over. I can treat Ping Ping and Anan like my own sons. I will make it up to you. With my whole life. I don't need that. I coldly rejected. My children. It's enough that I love them. My future doesn't need a stained man to be a part of it. Zhou Yuhuang. Let me go. And let yourself go as well. After saying that, I ignored his cries, took Ping Ping and Anan's hands, and walked into the security checkpoint without looking back. Behind me, his desperate wails echoed. I did not turn around. I knew that this time, it was truly over. 1 year later, the team I led successfully developed a breakthrough drug for Alzheimer's disease, once again making waves in the entire medical community. My name, along with that of my mentor and Jiang Yu, was inscribed on the monument of medical history. On the day of the award ceremony, Lin Ziqian attended in formal attire with Ping Ping and Anan, the two little ones, one looking like a little gentleman and the other like a little princess, clapped for me from the audience. After the ceremony, Lin Ziqian held Anan in his arms and held Ping Ping's hand as he walked over to me. He looked at me, his eyes filled with an unshakable tenderness. Ruoxue. Congratulations to you. Thank you, senior brother, I said with a smile. Mom, you are amazing. Anan hugged my neck and gave me a kiss on the cheek. Ping Ping coolly handed me a bouquet of flowers. Here. This is for you. I took the flowers, feeling warm inside. Ruoxue. Lin Ziqian suddenly spoke, looking a bit nervous. There's something I want to tell you. He took a deep breath, as if he had made a certain resolution. I've liked you for many years, ever since you were at Harvard, when you first argued with me in the library over a formula. Turning red with anger, I fell for you. I know. You still can't let go of Jiangyu. I don't want to push you either, but I want to ask you for a chance to take care of you, and to care for Ping Ping and Anan. I am willing to wait until the day you are ready to accept me. His confession was sincere and passionate. I looked at him, then at the two children beside me, their faces full of anticipation. Anan said quietly, Mom, I like Master Lin. Can he be our dad? Please. Ping Ping also nodded reluctantly. I laughed. The man before me is gentle, steadfast, and responsible. He accompanied me through the toughest years, witnessing all my struggles and triumphs. Perhaps it is time to say goodbye to the past. I reached out and took his hand willingly. Okay. The sunlight filtered through the stained glass of the church, casting a warm and bright glow upon us. After saying goodbye to the wrong people, my life has finally welcomed the brilliant starlight that truly belongs to me. I humbly ask that after the baby finishes watching, please like before leaving. And I wish everyone to be forever 18 years old. Thank you so much here.